Chapter 1. The Deadly Jungle. The air felt thick and heavy as Pikachu gazed into the dense, tangled jungle before him. He had heard stories about this place, the jungle of poison, where every breath could be dangerous, and where toxic plants and hidden traps lay around every corner. But Pikachu had a mission. His friend Bulbasaur had fallen seriously ill, struck by a mysterious paralysis that nothing could cure. Pikachu had learned of a rare plant deep within the jungle, one said to possess powerful healing properties. It was Bulbasaur's only hope. Determined, Pikachu took a cautious step forward, entering the twisted green maze. Shadows fell across the path, and beams of sunlight flickered through the thick canopy above, casting strange shapes on the forest floor. The scent of wildflowers mixed with an odd chemical tang that Pikachu instinctively knew was dangerous. His senses sharpened as he moved deeper into the heart of the jungle. The plants here seemed alive, shifting and curling around him as if watching his every move. Pikachu kept a careful eye on his surroundings, his ears twitching at every rustle and snap of a twig. Just then he caught a glimpse of movement, a thick vine that uncoiled like a snake and whipped out toward him. With a quick leap, Pikachu dodged, narrowly avoiding the vine's grasp. He glanced back to see the vine retreat into a cluster of carnivorous plants, their mouths snapping hungrily in his direction. Taking a deep breath, Pikachu pushed forward, his determination burning even stronger. Somewhere within this deadly jungle lay the plant that could save Bulbasaur, and he wasn't about to turn back. Chapter 2. Trapped by Poison. Hours passed as Pikachu trekked through the jungle. The air grew thicker with poison, and each step became harder as he navigated past thick, thorny bushes and winding vines. Strange plants with luminous purple and green leaves released clouds of toxic spores into the air, forcing Pikachu to hold his breath and move quickly. Finally, after what felt like an endless journey, Pikachu spotted a small clearing bathed in pale sunlight. In the center of the clearing was a single tall plant with shimmering blue petals, exactly what he had been searching for, the healing plant. Excited, Pikachu dashed toward it. But just as he reached out to pick it, a low growl stopped him in his tracks. Emerging from the shadows was a large Arbok, its purple scales gleaming and its hood flared wide. It coiled around the clearing, blocking Pikachu's way to the plant. Pikachu's heart pounded, but he knew he had no choice but to face the venomous guardian. With a flash of courage, he launched a thundershock, hoping to stun the Arbok long enough to grab the plant and escape. But the Arbok was fast, slithering out of the way and striking back with a poisonous fang aimed right at Pikachu. Pikachu dodged, rolling to the side as Arbok hissed and lunged again. He needed to be quicker. Channeling all his energy, Pikachu fired a powerful thunderbolt, the bright light filling the jungle and crackling through the air. The shock hit Arbok, who recoiled, dazed by the blast. Without wasting a second, Pikachu darted forward and grabbed the healing plant, tucking it safely in his paws. But the jungle wasn't done with him yet. As Pikachu turned to leave, thick vines shot up from the ground, wrapping around his legs and pulling him down. Struggling, Pikachu could feel the jungle tightening its grip, as if it didn't want him to escape with the precious plant. He used all his strength, sparking a low-voltage electric current to loosen the vine's grip. With one last push, he managed to break free, sprinting toward the jungle's edge with the plant clutched tightly in his paws. Chapter 3. Escape to Safety. Pikachu raced through the jungle, the poisonous air thickening as he retraced his steps. His vision blurred slightly, and his energy began to wane as the toxins weighed down on him. He glanced at the healing plant. In his paws, its blue petals glimmering with a promise of hope for Bulbasaur. He couldn't give up now, but the jungle seemed intent on keeping him within its clutches. Thick clouds of toxic spores began to release from the plants around him, filling the air with a hazy mist that was nearly impossible to see through. Pikachu held his breath, pushing himself forward as fast as he could. Just as he thought he was close to escaping, he was stopped by a group of aggressive Beedrill, their stingers glinting as they surrounded him. The Beedrill, disturbed by his presence in their territory, buzzed angrily, their stingers aimed directly at him. Pikachu knew he was outmatched, but he couldn't let anything stop him from bringing the plant back to save Bulbasaur. With a final burst of strength, Pikachu charged up one last thunderbolt, releasing it with everything he had. The lightning burst out in every direction, stunning the Beedrill long enough for Pikachu to dash through the opening and make his way to the jungle's edge. Finally, Pikachu burst out of the toxic jungle, gasping for fresh air as he stumbled onto safe ground. His paws still gripped the precious healing plant, its vibrant blue petals unharmed despite the perilous journey. Breathing a sigh of relief, Pikachu turned back to look at the jungle of poison, its deadly vines and looming shadows now safely behind him. Pikachu didn't waste a moment and hurried back to his friend. When he reached Bulbasaur, he gently placed the plant beside him. As Bulbasaur inhaled the faint scent of the plant, a warm, soothing light began to glow. Within minutes, the paralysis faded, and Bulbasaur opened his eyes, looking up at Pikachu with gratitude. The two friends shared a joyful smile, their bond strengthened by Pikachu's brave journey. As they left the danger of the jungle far behind, Pikachu felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had ventured into one of the most dangerous places he'd ever known, and returned, triumphant, with a cure to save his friend.